We're live at the studio.
Race car spelled backwards is still race car. This is the Race Car Spelled Backwards podcast. Hey, what's going on, everybody? My name is Brad, and with me, as always, is Jamie, and this is Race Car Spelled Backwards, episode number 38. I'm actually going to say it this time.
Did you know backwards it's episode 83?
I think people might be curious to know that we actually write the episode number on a card and put it in the middle of the table every week, but we never, hardly ever, mention what episode we're on.
I'm dyslexic, so, you know.
I see letters everywhere. I just don't pay attention to half of them. So what's
Tom Cruise is dyslexic, too. I don't know if that's a good example.
Well, I don't really have an example for it.
I think I might join Scientology.
I'm dyslexic. Join what?
Scientology? Isn't that what he's the grand poobah of? Scientology?
Grand poobah?
Yeah. It's like the only religion I'm not a member of.
The Great Moose Lodge?
Yeah.
From, was it the Flintstones?
Yeah. I'm quacklithist. What if I own Scientologist?
Hey,
we could go quacklist.
Might as well throw it on there.
Yeah, why not?
So what's been going on, man?
Just, watching racing. It was one hell of a weekend for racing.
Yeah, man. Xfinity race was great.
Truck race was good.
I struggle with the truck race.
Is it because of their immaturity?
Well, it's because of Fox.
Well, I mean, you're not going to get Fox out of Fox. I mean,
if they would just send the broadcasters to the track, that's all.
I think their feeling is that we're not covering the other series, so why invest the money?
Yeah, they send pit reporters, 2 pit reporters. I think they lease their cameras probably from NBC, so they don't have to send out cameras.
And they got that CGI'd window behind them, like, we're at the track.
It's not even a CGI'd window. It's like, it looks like we stacked flat screen TVs on top of each other and made one big picture out of it. That's what it looks like.
We're on video today.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah, we're going to put this on YouTube if it works out. But this is our first run.
So it might not end up on
YouTube. We ain't got the budget like Dale Jr.
No. We're using a laptop camera. It's probably going to look horrible.
Bad. It's not plugged in. Battery will die.
Oh, it probably... Yeah, it's going to die.
Yeah,
All right.
Maybe we'll remember this fondly in a few years, episode 200.
Yeah, the average podcast, it's like 56% of podcasts don't have more than 10 episodes or 10 or less. And then only 17% have 50 or more episodes.
Why do you think that is? They get bored?
I don't know. I mean, it's not as easy, I think.
It's not easy like you think.
I mean, it took us a while to figure out what equipment to use wasn't easy to figure out. And we still haven't.
We're still on a shoestring.
Yeah. I mean, what we're doing works. I'm good with it. But
we still got to figure out how to have a guest.
Yeah. And the only way we can do it now is through a Zoom call. So.
Yeah, or split up our microphone.
But if you think about it, we also didn't. I didn't like listening to myself talk.
No, the first couple episodes,
I
was like, oh my God, is that really me I hate my voice.
It took everything I had to get through just to editing.
Are we going to have to do makeup if we keep recording?
I'm not.
I am. I'm going to put on eyeliner.
Eyeshadow?
Just eyeliner.
So I did eyeliner.
I poked my eye out.
For Halloween one time, I put on I did an 80s hair metal rocker. I basically dressed up like Nikki Sixx was my inspiration, but I put eyeliner on. This was like a Tuesday night. At the time I was working at a counter sales associate job or whatever at a supply house for a heating and air company, and I went into work the next day with eyeliner on because apparently it doesn't come off that easy. It wouldn't have looked so bad. It actually made me look like I hadn't slept in a month.
And to be honest with you, most of all of us in the HVAC industry are salt of the earth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
I got picked on all day.
I'm sure you did. They probably still talk about it at
Probably.
that counter. Remember that time? Remember that guy,
Remember
Brad?
That time he
wore
wore eyeliner.
eyeliner to work.
What was that boy
What
thinking?
was up with that?
All right, so new segment to the show we kind of did last week. We're going to play around with it again this week and see if we have fun with it still. And until we don't have fun, we'll keep doing it. So I picked, we're going to do this, call this our Christmas/gift idea. I mean, you know, Christmas is coming up, Jamie. So I'm hoping to give you some ideas on things to buy your kids or your wife. So the first item is the Porter Potty shot glass gift set. It's a set of 2 2-ounce shot glasses.
I don't think I'm giving my kids shot glasses for Christmas.
Well, these shot glasses they're supposed to be replicas of Porta Johns, but I've went to a lot of NASCAR races, Jamie, and I've never seen a Porta John with gender signs on it.
Well, it's transgender.
Well, it's both gender.
Wasn't that's what transgender is?
Well, I don't think the Porta John.
I need to look up. I need a dictionary, don't I?
And look, they're not. It doesn't have the in use on it either.
Bigender. Is that the term? Bigender?
Yeah, they're bi shot glasses. No.
Yeah, well,
No, it was. Remember, we had this discussion a few weeks ago.
multisexual.
Hermaphrodite.
No, that would be a totally different symbol, wouldn't it?
No, it's both. The Porta John is both male or female, but what I'm getting at, Jamie, is I've never seen that in real life.
Oh no, they have it at my Walmart.
They have male and female?
That is the symbol for the family toilet.
No, I'm saying on a Porta John.
Oh well, no.
These are.
I've never even seen a single
That's
sex orientation.
what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
So it's a novelty shot glass. It's a great looking set of 2 porta potty shot glasses that are shaped like outdoor toilets to make a fun addition to your man cave, bar, or any party. It's a great gift for a great guy, your dad, your brother, whoever. Each shot glass holds 2 ounces of Crown, Jack, Jim, vodka, whiskey, scotch, tequila, Captain Rum, or your favorite liquor.
So I would always
That's
think,
in the description.
is it dishwasher safe? I would be concerned.
No, it's not. I do remember reading that somewhere. It's not dishwasher safe. So let me go here.
So it can get dirty and nasty and you can't clean it.
There wasn't a whole lot of reviews.
Those guys in the picture look very happy about taking. It looks like a big shot to me. Isn't a shot supposed to be an ounce? I don't even know how big an ounce is. I know what an ounce is. I don't know how many ounces are in a shot. That looks pretty dang big.
It does. Like
they're hammered. That's why they're laughing.
He's single fisting that one shot glass. So maybe it's not a shot. Maybe it's more of a sipping. But the reviews, very awkward to drink out of.
They get good reviews though.
Yeah, very awkward to drink out of, but fun gag gift. Paula said it was so fun. And then Carla said, everyone that I gift this to loves it. So that's assuming she gifts it to multiple people.
Look, 2 5s and a 4. That's pretty good.
I couldn't find anything below that.
That's pretty good.
Would you buy these? Yes or no?
No, because, I'm OCD and I would think about someone missing the toilet. And
yeah, I'm a no on this one as well.
Like when we travel to races, we stop at a Love's racetrack. We know the bathrooms will be open because there are some states sometimes we've driven through where they're like still freaking out about COVID. But Love's is always open and the floor's always wet. But they got a nice mat under there to keep catching the dribbles. And just for our female listeners,
the floor's always wet.
Men dribble.
The floor's always wet. Are you talking about in the urinal area?
Yeah, they dribble.
I don't pay attention to the floor.
That's because you're dribbling.
Well, I'm not.
You don't want to clean it up.
I don't want to see everybody's pee dribbled under me.
I don't want to step on it because then I'm going to track it and put it in the car.
This next item.
Oh, jeez.
You're really going to like this one.
Wow.
This is fresh. Make sure. I want to emphasize it's called Fresh Pig Bacon Flavored Toothpaste.
Whoa.
It is infused with baking extract and a bit of mint to complement the flavor.
Mint?
4 ounces of fluoride-free Really tastes and smells like bacon with a small hint of mint. Funny stuff, right? Perfect gag gift. 4 ounces of baking goodness for the bacon lover in your life. Cool gifts for dad. Gifts that are under $10. It's a U.S. business owner created by a military veteran small business owner in the U.S. of A.
I'd try that just to support a military veteran, to be honest with you. I probably wouldn't put it in my mouth.
Fresh pig flavored bacon.
Fresh pig?
I guess they're good. I mean, I'm not a fan of turkey bacon. So
who created this? Kanye West?
No, he's a military veteran.
Oh, Kanye West didn't serve?
I don't think so. I couldn't find, actually, there was only 2 reviews written on this one. So,
well, they're pretty good.
Randall
Jeez.
said, perfect gag gift for any occasion. He gave it a 5 out of 5. Dusty Buckley says, assuming you aren't buying this to use to brush your teeth, this is hilarious. I didn't expect it to be so dramatic. Got it for my husband as a funny joke gift, and it was amazing making him taste it. He did not like it, but I knew it would be weird before I bought it. It definitely did what I wanted, which was to make him laugh and have some fun trying it out. To me, it smells like cooked bacon grease.
Whoa. Okay.
So it says for use as regular brushing aids in the prevention of plaque buildup. Not intended for children 12 and under. That's the one.
I wonder why.
I didn't understand that. I guess
it's made in China. Maybe that's from Gungzu Hanggu Daily Technology.
I mean, this is legit toothpaste.
So I guess the guy selling it's a veteran, because unless he moved to China.
Well, they just make the toothpaste in China. So,
actually,
is this a yes or a no for you?
I think it's funny.
I'm a no on this one as well. What are you? Yes or no?
I'd give it to someone else. I wouldn't want to get it.
So you're a yes.
Yeah, I'm a yes. I'd buy it to give it.
All right, the next one. This is my all-time favorite one so far. I don't know.
There's one worse than the other 2. Oh my goodness! What the heck?
This is gonna tie the Squirt We Pee doll.
That is freaky.
This is the Ostrich pillow. It's the travel pillow for head support.
You look like an alien with it on.
Let me describe this to you. This looks like a helmet. It's a padded helmet with a mouth hole for your mouth and nose for you to breathe out of. It has 2 holes on each side for your ears.
I guess it covers your eyes.
And then it shows a picture of a lady laying under her desk at work with her head on the floor because she has this pillow surrounding her head. It's like, instead of sticking somebody in a padded room, you stick this on them and handcuff them. And that's the equivalent of putting them in a padded room.
It looks like it. I don't know, man.
So I'm going to read you the description as written on Amazon. It says, made in the USA or imported.
Or imported. Huh. Is this the Mr. Pillow guy?
No.
No?
No, I mean, it comes from the original Ostrich pillow. So it says, dream in style, the revolutionary sensation Ostrich pillow original is the ultimate immersive travel pillow. Use it for a power nap, lounging at home, or wherever you may be, without moving an inch. Just slip it on and you're off to dreamland. Focus on the moment. Slip into a cozy cocoon and take a break from the world to recharge and revitalize. No matter where you are, anywhere, anytime, experience the original power nap pillow in your home office, living room, or even in your bed. Slip on a cozy cocoon and take a break from your hectic schedule.
The person in the ad looks like they're at work sleeping under their desk.
That's
not a home office.
It wasn't anything that I just read that made me laugh. It's the pictures, so I'll have to tweet some of these out later after, well, I guess before I post
If she or, oh my goodness.
So
look at those dudes.
This is the way people wear it.
Oh, it didn't get good ratings.
This actually has a lot of bad ratings, and one of the most common things is it comes apart. Except it feels like a Beanie Baby.
Look, that kid's laughing at that guy
I know.
behind him.
I mean, he's died. This wouldn't work for me. My beard's too thick, I think.
Look at this person.
She just put it on and fell over.
Oh, wow.
Look at the lady above her.
Wow.
Just stuck her hands in the ear holes and passed out. I mean, this is the goofiest thing I've ever seen. But
I can see it. Someone says it's very hot. I can see that.
oh yeah. Galdi says very disappointed in the quality of the product. With light to moderate use in less than a month, the seam fell apart and opened to spill out its little cushion beads. Amy DePratt gave it a 1 out of 5, says it wasn't as comfortable as it appears it may be. It is very hot in the pillow. Not something I'd purchase again or use. Now, this is $100 pillow.
Whoa.
Yeah. And they said it feels like wrapping your head in a Beanie Baby, was what one of the reviewers said. So we have a picture of a lady sitting on her couch, and she has this contraption around her head, and she's leaned up against the wall and passed out asleep.
Now, if you were Putin over in Russia, you could buy this for your troops, put it on captured Ukrainians,
I think I would get,
and waterboard them.
you know what I would do?
It's a great waterboard.
I would get this and put it on, and like it's got a hole in it for your nose and mouth. I would take 2 eyeballs and sew them to it, like the little round ones where the eyeballs inside it
Well, it's
move all
got
the
ear
time.
holes too.
I know. You would look like an alien.
Yeah.
This could be like a Halloween costume.
Or a Star Wars animal.
All right.
Wow.
That
just creeps me out, dude.
We're going to have to get you one of those, right?
No.
That's the original Ostrich pillow. You got to check it out.
So it's Australian or Austrian?
Ostrich.
Is that what we pronounced wrong last week?
Maybe.
Didn't we say Australian or Austrian?
Yeah, we mispronounce so much every week. It's pretty bad.
We brought up Icelanders, didn't we? From Icelandics?
No, the Icelandicers from Iceland.
There was a band that was big in the 90s called the Sugar Cubes. They were from Iceland.
Never heard of them.
That's, the bands that were big then.
Was that like a...
that are relevant today are the ones that held water. The ones that were big for a week or two are gone.
punk rock band or something?
I don't know. New wave?
Oh.
Post-punk?
Yeah, I wasn't into none of that for sure.
I saw a dude. I don't watch Dances with the Stars.
Like,
but there's this dude. They're all pretty people. There's no stars on Dancing with the Stars that I recognize.
remember when Michael Waltrip was on there?
Well, I've never watched it.
No. So I guess
it's like my wife's watching it. She's streaming it. And I sit down and watch it for a second because I can't find the book I'm reading. And this dude's there, and he says he grew up punk in the 90s. He's like on a soap opera or something. And then they said, well, what was your favorite punk band? And he said Green Day. Not really.
You don't think
pop punk?
Yeah, but it's still punk.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think punk is a genre that has subgenres, right?
I call it rock. That's just what I call Green Day, rock.
No, I mean,
a little
Green Day is
hint of punk.
It is punk pop or punk rock.
And I like Green Day.
I do too. I was a huge Green Day fan, still am. And Green Day, because even their newer stuff's kind of got more of a rockabilly ska sound to it than their original, like 1996 stuff.
But wasn't
94 or whatever it
punk
was.
by definition not mainstream?
I think punk was just doing it different. And at the time when Green Day came out, they were doing something different. And it was your attitude, everything. Your music, your attitude, and they were different.
All right. I'll give it to him.
All right, the Ostrich pillow. Are you a no or a yes on that?
At $100, I'm a no. If it was $30, I might blow it just to have it.
That's everybody said that too. Like
$100
for $100, there's no way.
No.
So I'm with you. I'm at a no at 100, but I would do 50 on it. Just honestly, just to sew some fake eyeballs on it.
I mean, didn't it say made in USA or imported?
Yeah, I didn't understand that. I really put that in the review just because I had no idea what they were talking about, and I was hoping you could enlighten me.
Don't you offshore it to lower price?
So you make it in the USA,
So
assemble
you
it?
make it in China because
assemble it in the USA.
labor ain't nothing in China. You got to have a pipeline, though, out there on the cargo ships. But instead of getting $100, you ought to be able to do it for 30 by offshoring it to China.
I think we could probably make our own.
That's my take on it from watching Shark Tank.
You could take some grocery bags, fill it with packing peanuts, shove your head in it, and go to sleep.
I think a person with
You might suffocate and die, but
I think someone with sewing skills could make it.
out of plastic bags.
Yeah.
Might not be as comfortable. You just need a bunch of Beanie Babies and wrap them around your head. Sew them together and wrap them around your head. Just put a football helmet on. It'll do the same thing. All right, Jeff Gluck's poll. When I wrote it, it was 75% said yes, it was a good race. 25% said no, it was not a good race. On a scale of 1 to 10, Jamie, I gave it a 5.5 just because I can.
I gave it a 6. It was, in my opinion, things got good on the last caution. So what was that, 17, 20 laps?
Around the time Truex and Larson.
Well, yeah, when Larson said, hey, I'm going to shout out to race car spell backwards and make
spun him around.
Truex pit backwards.
I'm glad we got that sponsorship plug in.
Yeah, I mean, thanks.
Thanks, Kyle.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Yeah.
We're Chevy fans, and, you know, you did it for us. We appreciate it.
I don't know if everybody knew that, but we paid for that sponsorship out of all the money we haven't ever made.
Did it blow our $10 budget?
I mean, I think it was just kind of a handshake deal, really.
So,
I mean,
do we owe him any money?
Nah.
Because we got to get.
Well, he didn't say race car spelled backwards. That was the whole thing. So he didn't complete it. So, no, we're good.
Okay, we got to save that money. 'Cause, you know.
We're going to need that money for this trip across the world.
Yeah, and for those of you that Brad kind of sent a cryptic tweet with a map of the Cannonball Run.
If you didn't know what that was.
We're going to do it.
First of the year.
We think it'll be a record. We're going to do it in a bone stock 2007 Prius. No extra auxiliary tanks. All we're going to do is change the transmission fluid. We're going to flush the radiator. We're going to change the oil. I think that's it. Put in windshield wiper fluid.
So if you don't know what the Cannonball Run is, this is a timed event that goes from New York City to Los Angeles, correct?
To be exact, the Red Ball Garage in Manhattan to the Portofino Marina Hotel in Redondo Beach,
Something like that.
which is just basically the ocean past Los Angeles.
And this is based off of, a movie's based off of this.
Really bad movie from the 80s.
I thought it was a good movie.
It was hilarious.
I had to admit, I've never seen the movie. So this weekend I actually watched it. So I watched the first Cannonball Run movie, and I thought it was comical, man. I laughed. Like Dean Martin and Sammy Davis Jr., they had me crying. The drunk priest.
Yeah. And they were drinking while they're driving, dude. That was crazy.
All of them.
What about the doctor doing his heroin all over the place? That dude was hilarious.
He's like, can you drink that? He's like, I don't know.
Squirts it in his mouth. Or young Gary Bradshaw.
No, it was hilarious, man.
Being the redneck in the Hawaiian Tropic NASCAR.
It was the most stereotypical movie, but it was awesome. I thought it was great. I thought it was funny. I mean, I laughed. It was a great movie. So I'm excited about this. This is going to be cool.
So our problem is, well, it's not really a problem. I can't find a record in a second-gen Prius, which has a 1.5 liter. There's a guy that did it in a Prius with like 100 gallons of auxiliary tanks, so he never had to stop. And he had a newer one, so it was a 1.8 liter. We're not going to modify it at all. Actually, the back seat will be full of caffeinated drinks.
Dude, we might need an ostrich pillow.
Our problem is from Atlanta to the Red Ball Garage, it's 919 miles.
Yeah.
So let's call it 1,000.
Yeah.
It's 2,904 miles from the Red Ball Garage to the Portofino Inn.
So call it 3,000.
Then we got to get back home, and it's 1,900 miles.
So that's 2,000.
We're pretty much 6,000-mile trip.
And he's wanting to do the run from New York to LA
in under 40.
Under 40. So if you Google, like, maps it, it's a 42-hour trip. So we have to shave 2 hours.
That's impossible, though. 42 hours? There's no way. I know, but from going from the East Coast to West Coast, there's no way you're not going to hit traffic.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Plus, my Prius,
weather.
It has trouble
I think we'll be fine on the weather because we start in New York, we go through Pennsylvania, Ohio.
Ohio and Texas is where I heard you get your tickets.
Illinois. Where else we go through? Indiana.
Ohio, Illinois, Missouri, Oklahoma,
Texas,
New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, and California. 11 states. We're going to do the southern route,
so
I-40.
The weather part of it, though, we wouldn't really have anything except up north. You can drive that portion.
It's front-wheel drive.
Yeah, you don't want me in snow.
It also has 200,000 miles on it.
I was born and raised. I don't know if you can tell by my accent, but I was born and raised in Georgia.
I was born in Georgia and raised pretty much everywhere.
One time somebody asked me, they said, "Man, you got a thick accent. Where are you from?" I said, "Brooklyn."
I can see that. If they're not from Brooklyn.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they were.
I've had the opposite. I've had people go, "You got the most bizarre accent.
You have
Where are you from?"
It's like a I don't know. It's that Maryland redneck. Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so Eastern Tobacco Road.
But your Georgia accent is more South Georgia.
Well, that's where I'm from.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like more than mine. I don't know what I got. That's thick.
It's Georgia.
Oh no,
I don't call it Georgia.
It's the South. That's for sure.
So we looked it up. I've been fascinated with Cannonball Run. So Wikipedia page. This is crownhill.org. So this guy, Irwin George Cannonball Baker, was born in Dearborn County, Indiana. He grew into a racing legend. His most famous victory came in 1909 when he won the first ever race at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I looked it up. It's not the Indy 500. And this is when he got into endurance runs. He got his nickname when a journalist compared him to the Cannonball Express train of Illinois Central Railroad because he would race trains between cities to make money. He also went on to become the American Motorcycle Association race official, and he was the first national commissioner of NASCAR. He died of a heart attack in 1960. His wife, Emma, survived him. I doubt she's still alive now because that was like 65 years ago.
I highly doubt it.
So in 1915, Baker drove from Los Angeles to New York City in 11 days, 7 hours, and 15 minutes in a Stutz Bearcat. The following year, he drove a Cadillac 8 Roadster.
And a what? A Stutz Bearcat?
Stutz, that was a badass car in the 1920s, 15s. It was a race car. It's kind of like a Porsche back in the day, but American-made. His best remembered drive was a 1933 New York City to Los Angeles trek in a Graham Page Model 57 Blue Streak 8, setting a 53.5-hour record that stood for 40 years. This drive inspired the latter Cannonball Baker Sea to Shining Sea Memorial Trophy Dash, better known as the Cannonball Run. So we better beat his record from 1933.
11 days?
No, 53 hours and 53 and a half hours.
I mean, that's probably not a bad goal.
Well, I've seen this thing you put in your OBD2 scanning.
You did what?
OBD2 scanning thing.
No,
it's on all cars from 1996 on.
That was a doctor you went to.
Well, it gives you codes. You can plug it in, and people can log into a website and see our progress.
Oh, yeah. Would we have to, like, do live video and stuff?
think we have to worry about police since the Prius can barely hit 85. I mean, what are we going to get? 10 miles over?
At the most.
I mean, and I read what you should take to do the Cannonball Run, and they said 10,000 cash for this county in Texas. You got to postpone. And these guys have gotten hit doing 209, 250 miles an hour. That's not us.
No.
We're going to get a $100 ticket for 10 over.
Our car will barely speed.
Yeah.
So
But it's bone stock. Unmodified.
I'm not worried about that part of it. I'm worried about the Prius surviving a 6,000-mile trip.
Yeah, me too. And we're going to have to change oil once we hit LA. We're going to have about 500 miles where it's going to say maintenance required.
As long as the battery lasts. Is that a new battery?
I put it in 115,000 miles, so it's 85,000 miles are usually good for 100, 150,000. And if we do it this winter, we should be good. It'll run without the battery. It'll just get 40 miles to the gallon instead of 50.
That ain't bad.
Well, if we're doing 80, probably we'll be lucky to do 40.
I think we're going to have to get the Ostrich pillow so the passenger can sleep while the driver drives.
Well, when COVID hit and my son was in Boston, I drove for 40 hours. Longer, actually.
We're going to swap out driving people.
Yeah. Plus, we're going to stop and pee at the gas stations.
Are we going to put sponsorship on the side of the car?
I think so. We're going to put... we're going to get little oval magnets with Daryl there shooting the bird to Kyle Busch and race car spelled backwards, put it on our front doors.
Yeah, if anybody wants to sponsor us, we'll put decals on the side of the car. Whatever you want to put. Well, not whatever, but
maybe we should do a GoFundMe and do little magnet ovals. We could put their name on there for, say, $25.
Yeah, let's do that. I think that's a great idea.
Drive down the road.
This tank of gas brought to you by whoever.
Yeah.
We're going to have some...
we'll figure out something.
We're going to have to get gas.
Yeah.
We'll have to live stream this.
We need to send out press releases to different media places.
We can just post up the phone, plug it in, and just live stream the whole trip.
Good Morning America, follow us on our GPS.
Like when I'm driving, I like to talk. It keeps me awake. So if you're sleeping while I'm driving, I can just talk on the live stream to, well, nobody, but it'll at least keep me awake. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, we'll have to. We're gonna look at a calendar. We're gonna look at dates. My wife's given me permission.
Mine has too.
So we're good. If we do it if we leave on a Sat, we'll still have to take probably a week off.
Oh, this is a week long.
We're gonna have to take a week back, but it's slow period for us in air conditioning.
Yeah. We'll need time we'll have to take a day or two off after the trip to recover.
Yeah, I'll probably just sleep for 12 hours straight.
Or 24.
But back to racing. Did you see anything at COTA on the F1?
I watched a little bit of it. Not really, but...
Max Van Steuben?
Van Stesserbeiner?
Max Van Steuben?
Van Sterpeiter?
Where's he from, do you know? Is he German? It sounds very German.
I have no idea. I'm not an F1 guy.
Max Van Steuben.
Van Stiffen.
He won.
Steffen.
And
it like 13 wins of the season for him, too?
Yeah, he's a badass.
He just tied like Michael Schumacher, something like that.
Those guys, dude, I'm sitting there watching I forget what you call it, the telemetry. The dudes in small straightaways are almost hitting 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, but I'm just here to say, like, the BS politics behind F1, there's no, like, we complain about NASCAR throwing the caution out too early.
But that place is sold out, dude.
F1's emailing FIFA. I mean, not FIFA. Not
FIFA, isn't that soccer?
Yeah.
Same people.
They're emailing the Formula One committee pictures of the car going, no, this is safe. And he's like, oh, yeah, you're right. So they changed the call.
Well,
a picture.
Maybe they could do that at NASCAR. There's been some times that I thought, wow, that's the wrong call. And we're mentioning this because our boss, Robert, he went.
Yep.
He's a big F1 guy, and once we figure out how to get a third microphone in our little $100 mixer, we need to get Robert on here because we're totally ignorant of F1.
That's
just stupid on it. And
we enjoy it because it's cars going fast, and that's...
Yeah.
But it still seems like... I think it's just the higher tier motorsports, whether it's F1, NASCAR, IndyCar... there's so much BS politics behind it. The pure racing of it is gone. Like if you think about dirt track, the only BS you see at a dirt track is Billy Bob jumping out, whooping Wayne's butt.
For cutting him off or checking up on his brakes.
Man, you tore up my Trans Am, Wayne.
I worked all weekend to come to this race, and you done screwed it up.
You knocked my left T-top right out when you got into me, Wayne.
Oh, hell's bells, you didn't.
You pulling this size 12 boot right out, boy.
That's what your mama said last night.
All right, we raced at...
So anyway, congratulations, Robert. It looked like you had fun. This segment is all because of Robert. He's a good guy, a good boss.
We saw some cool pictures and videos, so appreciate you sharing.
And he knows we're into NASCAR, so he shared it with us over the weekend. And we were like, whoa, do you mind if we share this info on our podcast? And he said, go for it. And was that his daughter with him? Looked like a cool family event.
Oh, I thought it was his wife.
Oh. Wow, she looks young.
It's a compliment, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, congratulations again, Robert.
Taking your wife.
Either way. So back to our NASCAR racing.
All right, Kyle Larson holds off everybody all day. He leads 199 of the 267 laps to win the Dixie Vodka 400. What do you think? I
like seeing he dominated he won every stage.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he just dominated. And then he dominated Truex in the pit.
There was nothing. Well, that was sponsorship shout out.
Yeah, that's what I was getting to.
I mean, really,
backwards.
Is it even a sponsorship shout out, really? I mean, I think it was just a favor. Like, he saw it. I don't even know if he listened to our show. I think he just saw it.
We've been kicking that box the whole episode.
Shout out. We'll spin him. Shout out to Race Car Backwards.
Now, I don't think it was totally his fault. Larson.
All right, who do you blame that on? Let's talk about it.
Truex took some of the blame. I'm going to say he gets all the blame. Truex? He was lost.
Yeah, 100%, in my opinion, it goes on Truex.
And maybe he clunked his head hunting deer or fishing, fell off his boat and hit the dock. Maybe he's concussed.
Maybe he is. Because
there was no way he was going to get in that box.
Exactly.
Larson helped him get in the box.
He was going to spin out regardless. Now, he didn't overcorrect or he didn't overreact. It wasn't a huge turn to the left, but as Dale Jr. pointed out, you don't have to turn the wheel far to go quick.
Boy, Coach Gibbs was nutting up in the pit.
Ty Gibbs Sr.?
Yeah, he was just...
You can see where Ty Gibbs gets it from.
Oh, yeah, it's Grandpa.
Oh, yeah. Joe was mad. I was like, wow. Because there was no way you put that. Larson's job is to stay as close to him as possible because tenths of a second do count.
Yeah.
So Larson needs to be exactly where Larson is. If you watch the wheels on the back of
there's
Truex's
2 lanes.
car.
There's the slow lane for getting to your box.
Yes, he's supposed to fade left. He never faded left. He jerked it left last minute.
After he slammed on the brakes.
But you can see his tires stutter where he let up. Yep. I think he tapped his brakes. He didn't slam. He tapped, but just enough.
And Larson said, you know what? I can help you.
Yeah.
I can get you in that box.
Larson said, you know what? That's a Gibbs driver in front of me. Watch this. Toyota.
You know what's good about it, though?
Larson just Yoda'd him.
Truex reaction. There was no running up to victory lane and punching him in the face like there was last week. Yeah. Just completely destroying him.
He actually took blame. Yeah. Not all of it, but he took enough.
Yeah, he said, I was partially at fault. I couldn't see.
He really never said Larson's name, though.
No, he didn't. I don't think they're buds.
No, but...
He wasn't going to go punch him, though.
No, I don't feel like he was necessarily blaming him out.
Do you think maybe the difference is that Larson's and Truex, they're both champions and have that maturity where Bubba ain't there yet?
Maybe. Larson,
do you think...
I think Larson, all the crap he's been through over the last few years, I mean, he dug his own grave and dug himself out of that. And I think he learned a lot going through that. He learned enough going through that where in the heat of the moment, when Bubba pushed him, he didn't react. And when he pushed him again, he didn't react. And he pushed him again and he didn't react. And I think
I mean, that shows maturity.
I'm saying, like, if before all that he went through, I think he reacts. But after going through everything he went through, and just he got to see things from different perspectives. And I think he realized at that point the impact, influence, or whatever that he has on kids watching him. So because of that realization, I think it.
Well, your car's got a sponsor on it. So does your fire suit.
Yeah.
So, you know, I love McDonald's.
What didn't he say that wasn't a good look for the big
Had the
M?
big M. I love McDonald's, but I don't think McDonald's is too happy about it.
You know what? I don't really care what McDonald's thinks. They put out an adult Happy Meal and run out.
Well, are you ticked off at them now?
Kinda. I was going to pay $2 more and try an adult Happy Meal. I probably wasn't going to eat it, but.
Why not? Their cheeseburgers are good.
I don't mind their quarter pounders, but it was a Big Mac or a 10-piece.
Yeah, I like the quarter pound with cheese.
I'm not a
large
Big Mac
fry.
fan.
And only at McDonald's. I'm not a big milkshake ice cream guy, but I love their milkshakes, but their machines have been broken forever.
I like a Chick-fil-A milkshake.
Oh, yeah, they're good too. But
all right, Ross Chastain finishes second. Ross is second in the playoffs.
Do you think Ross is getting mature enough to get a championship? He's been calm the last quarter of the season.
So I was about to ask you here.
Ask me.
So he finished second the last 2 weeks in a row. Going into Martinsville, is Trackhouse peaking when they need to be peaking? Will he make it to the championship 4?
I think he'll make it to the championship 4.
Will anybody push him around? Martinsville's a slower track.
Yeah, but even though the car was crappy first race of the season in the spring,
yep,
you got to win to get in.
Yeah, but you have to be able to race to win. If it's like it was in the spring,
well, you get the last few laps, aren't you going to start banging and banging?
Well, then let's just run 10-lap race.
Or are you going to try to point in? Because pointing in, I don't think is going to make it.
Let's knock this show out in 15 minutes, run a 10-lap shootout. Look, the weather report for this Sunday, high of 57, low of 43. That sounds chilly.
Yeah, it does.
Like, I'm cold at 70, so...
I'm cold now at 70.
Yeah, so that's what I'm getting at. Last fall or spring race here, colder out. I think it was in like the low 40s.
Didn't it snow?
I don't think it snowed. That was Bristol like 10 years ago.
Yeah, I'm getting old. They all run together.
Kurt Busch won in the 97, I think. Was throwing snowballs.
Yeah, that was the last time he won.
No. In the 97.
That was Kyle.
All right, John Hunter fills in for Bubba in the 45 car. He qualified fourth. He got loose, spun out early, but rallied back to have a decent finish of 27th. I guess that really isn't that great. It was only 35 cars, 36 cars yesterday.
Finished, though.
He had a quiet day. Like, after he spun out, like, we've seen these cars. Obviously, Reddick spins out. Kyle Busch spins out every other week. I mean, these cars are loose. Ryan Blaney spins out every week. So, obviously, these cars are a handful. That was John Hunter's first outing in a next-gen car. So, what do you give him? What grade would you give John Hunter for the weekend?
You know, if he didn't finish the race, depending on how many laps he completed, I'd give him a D or an F. But because he completed, C-.
Yeah, I threw a C.
So, it's his first race in the car. And just like any other professional sport, I'm telling you, it's got to be – things have to be moving faster in Cup than they do in Xfinity or Truck.
Yeah.
So he's mentally getting up to speed. I think it was good for him.
Yeah, I mean, he ran a full season in the Cup Series in the old car, but, I mean, this car is completely different. To get in a new car, first off, qualify fourth. He came out and said his goal was to get a top 10, nothing major, but I think his goal should have just been to finish the race like he did.
I think so, too.
My goal would have been not to spin out and just finish.
Well, he did spin out.
My goal would have been not to be on TV. You know, have a quiet day.
Well, you got to get your sponsor.
I still give him a C. So,
by spinning out, his sponsor got focused on for a little bit.
That's true. All right, coming into this weekend at Homestead, Chase Briscoe was kind of like the dark horse favorite, and everybody kind of whispering in the background that, you know, if Chase Briscoe makes it to Phoenix, he did win there earlier this year. And now he's in a must-win situation going into Martinsville. Do you think he makes it, Jamie?
I don't know. I mean, if you look at solid finishes for the year for people that have one win, or even Blaney who has none, I mean, I give it to Blaney over him.
You think?
Of course, Blaney's just wiped out the last 2 races.
Yeah.
He's trying too hard.
Is that what he's doing?
I think so.
I do not think Chase Briscoe advances to the Final Four. I think it's a must-win situation. I think he had a decent finish, top 10 there last time, but I think it's going to come down to qualifying. And just historically this year, he's not consistently qualified in the top.
So if a non-Chase driver wins,
he can't point his way in.
There's only one person, Joey Logano, that gets in with a win.
Correct.
So this is going to be total chaos, as you saw on Cannonball Run. Captain Chaos.
If they can't catch each other, it's not going to be chaos. You're going to have to dive bomb. You're going to have to wreck knowing you're going to take yourself out.
See, I think the starting grid
You're going to have to Chase Briscoe is going to have to do what he did to Tyler Reddick to everybody all day.
See, I think that the grid, once you get to the final 8, should be where you are at in points in the 8, and everyone else qualifies to start behind you.
Oh.
Wouldn't it make it more interesting?
Or what about start the 8 in the very, very back?
Well, that would make it interesting too.
That would have been better in the old car.
Front or back, just not in the pack.
That would have been better in the old car, not this car.
Then they're wrecking everyone else.
So what do you think about Ryan Blaney? You think it truly is trying too hard?
I think so.
I mean, he's got the worst luck of anybody this season.
I mean, haven't you experienced in your career where you tried too hard, wanted something, you didn't get it because you were trying too hard?
Oh, yeah. I think we've all done that.
Yeah. It just looks to me that that's what he's doing. He hasn't won a race. That's a chip on his shoulder. He's thinking now he's got a point in. Another chip on his shoulder. He's just panicked. He needs to chill, take a chill pill.
Well, he needs to be careful.
And finish.
Yeah. He's going to end up doing something stupid and getting hurting somebody else.
Him and Truex, they can't buy a win.
No.
Just can't. It's just not their year. So I don't know.
I mean, you can just see it. It's getting Ryan, you can see the frustrations getting to him. Truex, it's almost like Truex is getting more emotional about it where Blaney's getting angry.
I see Chase winning.
The whole thing?
Martinsville.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I think I think,
and I'm biased. He's my favorite driver, but
I think Ross Chastain can win Martinsville.
I think Ross can too, but I think Ross is going to point in anyway. As long as he can finish the race, I think he'll be top 10 and he'll point in. I think he's going to be a top 4 driver. But you know what's going to happen? I really like Noah Gragson. Next year, my allegiance is going to Petty GMS.
Yeah, after listening to the Dale Jr. download with Eric,
I like Eric too.
Yeah, I was blown away. I honestly was expecting it to be a decent episode because we were coming off the Ben Kennedy debacle. So I was expecting it to be, regardless of what it was like, it was still going to rank pretty high on the scale for me, as long as it was decent. But I wasn't expecting it to be that good. I wasn't expecting to like Eric as much as I liked him at the end of that show. Like, he seems like a good, down-home, salt-of-the-earth kind of guy.
And Brad texted me, like, on Thursday night. He's like, you listened to the download yet? And I said, no, I'm going to listen to it tomorrow while I'm working, driving around. He goes, you're going to tear up. Well, he didn't tell me why I was going to tear up, but, I lost my brother and my father when I was young. So his story is very similar to mine. So,
told you.
Like the guy.
Yeah, I mean, just
like both Eric Jones.
I think that's probably the first time I've seen Eric Jones give an interview.
Yeah, I've never really
like a long frame interview like that.
And he seems like a really good guy.
And
Noah seems like a good guy when they talk to him.
Noah seems like a crazy.
I love his crazy attitude.
Yeah, it's just fun.
Yeah. So
I was a little worried about him. It was cool to see Noah win the Xfinity. You know, it's kind of cool. You had Noah who's tried to win at Homestead, and 10-second lead and get into a wreck with a car 32 laps down. You know, it's little things have taken Noah out. Kyle Larson, the same exact thing. He hits the wall a little too hard too many times and ends up taking himself out. So it was cool to see both of them bring home a victory this weekend. But Noah, when he got out of that car, he might not be throwing up, but his eyes are drifting everywhere. He's pale looking. I mean,
he looked horrible.
He looks like he's concussed. Like
he did.
He doesn't look good, man. It looks like it. Honestly, I don't know. No.
And didn't he say to the reporter, "Don't worry, I puked on the dashboard"?
Yeah. It looks like he's partying way too hard on Friday night and then getting in the car on Saturday.
Yeah, but he's winning. Don't change.
No, I mean,
don't change until you don't win.
Well, these are 300-mile races. You got to hold up for 200 more miles. Right. But you know what? He's doing that right now every Sunday.
Yeah, so he's driving.
You can't say
a cup car.
He's basically a full-time cup car driver this season.
Yeah.
So I guess whatever works for you, keep doing it, man. But I just think he needs to get checked out. Go see a doctor.
Don't you think he's been checked out? I hope so.
I'd hope so. All right, Xfinity race, in my opinion, was the best race of the weekend, on TV at least.
Agreed.
I think these cars don't put on a good TV race.
No.
Because when we've seen them the race isn't great in person, but it's better in person.
We like it better in person. Well, I did like the last, just before that last caution, lap 23 on.
Truck race. We kind of complained about it, but
I like the truck race, but like Brad said, Fox coverage sucks.
If you're not going to send your crew there, then don't expect me to like it.
Well, they're kind of like Truck Series is kind of like our podcast. We're on a shoestring.
Yeah, but we're not getting TV money.
No, we ain't not even getting truck money.
No, not even close.
Maybe we should stop hounding about how little we make or none, because we're starting to sound like Corey LaJoy.
Oh, it's all in fun.
Yeah, we like it. We like what we're doing. That's why we do it.
Yeah, we never did this to make money.
We never had dreams of making millions off of this.
No, this was all in fun. All right, so we are going to Martinsville, Virginia next weekend. We're going to do it a little different.
We need to go to Martinsville next year.
Yeah, we definitely need to go to Martinsville. Well, they need to improve Martinsville. I'm not going to Martinsville for what we currently have at Martinsville.
Well, we've gone to a lot of races this year. We can slow down on the budget since we're driving our Cannonball Run.
Yeah.
And do an Atlanta race.
We have Cannonball Run and 24 hours
24 hours of Daytona.
Right there together.
We might need to look at the calendar. Maybe make it a February.
You think we could end our Cannonball Run at the Coliseum?
That would be cool. And by the way, I'm bringing the title for the vehicle, so if it breaks down, it's old. I'll just sign it and hand it to the tow truck guy, and we'll find another way to get where we're going. Just turn around and go home, I guess, at that point.
I guess we need to look and see where the Coliseum race is. We get out there. Maybe we can.
That'd be cool.
I'm thinking that would be about the right timing for us to do the whole thing if we're going to try to do it before.
But then we got to get back because it's the following. How did it work this year? I don't remember.
For what?
24 hours of Daytona. Then the next week it was the short track at the Coliseum. And then a week later it was Daytona 500.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's cutting it a little close.
Well, we just have to be home by the 500.
We're going on a 16-year-old car, 200,000 miles?
Yeah, we might need to do the Cannonball Run before the 24 hours.
We might need to get a list of our listeners and ask them to pick us up on the side of the road. Because AAA ain't worth a crap.
I'll tell you what states we're going through, and if you live in any of those states, let us know. And if we break down, at least we'll have somebody to call.
So a funny story, we were talking about towing services. Brad said I always use the insurance companies roadside service. And I bragged. I said, well, AAA, man, we've been doing that forever. Since the 1920s, we had AAA. They're the best. My fuel pump went out on the Prius, 2 weeks ago?
The one we're doing the Cannonball Run.
The one we're doing the Cannonball Run on. And I was 2 miles from home. I called AAA and they never showed. I had to go home and tow the car back with a chain. I hate AAA now. I hate you, AAA. But that's what we're going to go across country on.
Well, you canceled it.
No, they said I couldn't.
Oh, so we still got it?
We got it, but isn't it worthless if they don't show up? What if we're in Texas, 100 miles?
Did you get the one from your insurance too, though?
Yeah.
Then we're going to
whoever's first.
Yeah. Just call them both. We can call my insurance company.
Yeah. But you're with State Farm. We'll be calling the same place, won't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
if we took my Porsche, I got a towing service with my collector's insurance.
We can call them too then. Be like, hey.
But
they might be mad when they get there and it's a Prius, not a Porsche. But
yeah. Or if we took my wife wouldn't approve if we were doing 150 miles per hour the whole way.
Yeah, mine wouldn't have said yes if it wouldn't have been the Prius.
Prius is okay, but Prius not the Porsche.
The Prius got approval.
Yeah, the Prius is our approval.
All right, so if you're going to Martinsville, Virginia, Jamie usually tells you where not to stay, and he's actually going to do that today too. But we're also going to warn you about the Walmart Supercenter that's in Martinsville, Virginia.
What is that rated, Brad?
Pretty crappy rating. So it was comical reading through these, and I took a lot of them out, and a lot of them were just people. I mean, it's like Karen after Karen after Karen. I mean, it's really, I went to pick up my prescription, and it wasn't ready, and then they text me and said it was ready, and then it still wasn't ready. It's like, okay, you took the time to write a review about that, but one of the common themes is the pricing on the item doesn't match the item that rings up.
Well, that's how my Walmart is.
And everybody complains about the customer service. So,
but isn't Walmart no customer service and cheap prices? Isn't that their motto?
Well, I mean, according to ex-gringo,
ex-gringo, will they leave the country and they're no longer a gringo?
It's capital X.
Is that a new superhero with Disney Plus? Ex-gringo?
Maybe it's Gringo.
It could be Gringo.
Yeah, it's Gringo.
Just like Redis?
That sounds like something off.
Redis?
Gringo sounds like a character off Lord of the Rings.
Like Redis on...
Like, you got that Redis.
Yeah, Redis.
Get that. The ex-gringo got the Redis. Yeah. So he says, what horrible service. I guess the employees don't have to work or be responsible at all and help customers in any kind of timely fashion. I was wanting to get a video game from electronics, and there were 4 people working behind the register, and no one had their key. Ken them sizzed. Oh, whoa.
These are the same guys that write the motel reviews, aren't they?
It makes no sense. So it's like, Ken them Sids told me to hold a second so they could go get their keys. But after over 20 minutes of waiting, 10 minutes of waiting, I told the others I have more important things to do rather than wait on someone who probably got caught up talking to her work friends, cause if she was told something else to do, then she just gave to tell them she's helping someone already.
She's on some moonshine, isn't she?
This ex-gringo, man. I think maybe he is ex-gringo.
I think could be.
His English is horrible. There's not one period in this whole, there is 4 exclamation mark points. That's it. In this whole review. 2 at the very beginning, 2 at the very end. Other than that, it's just,
That's a lot like North Wilkesboro.
Yeah. West Virginia.
Yeah.
Southwest Virginia.
Not the state. West Virginia.
No. Town.
Don't confuse me.
Southwest Virginia.
Southwest, the state of Virginia?
No, Southwest West Virginia.
I thought Martinsville was in Virginia.
Oh, it is. What are we talking about?
West Virginia. I'm confused.
I don't even know what we're talking about here.
I'm Walmart. We're on Walmart, Brad.
All right, Jamie Singleton gave it a 1 out of 5. He said, "This has been my experience every time I go at night. The employees stand around talking in groups. I had to ask 2 to kindly leave me some space after walking into me on my way in. Lots of standing around as customers have to ring themselves up. It just seems backwards. Both from a social distancing effort, customers do not, but employees, and work ethic, customers do not work while the employees walk around talking to each other."
Does Walmart even have human cashiers anymore? I don't think so.
That's what I thought. They just hire people to stand at the
Stand there and
self-checkout.
stare.
And if something
and-
goes wrong, they come up, swipe their
If the
ID
computer
badge,
gets confused, they swipe
reset it, and restart it and roll away.
The biggest problem is some computers accept cash and some don't, which is confusing.
Well, Clark Grimmett gave it a 1 out of 5. He says only one set of doors open. So remember, if you're going in there to get some beer at race weekend, only one set of the doors opened when Clark left his review. So go to the other set. It says there's no shopping carts, so take your own. And it says groups of 3 and 4 associates standing around talking on my way to Food Lion. Better yet, if you're going to the race, just go to Food Lion.
Why they go to Walmart first?
I don't know.
Huh. Maybe, well, I mean, I do that sometimes. We have an Ingles around the corner from Walmart, and some things Ingles have that Walmart doesn't carry, but it's weird. Strange.
Perry Brown says this was the worst floor plan of any Walmart. He couldn't find anything.
Aren't they the same at every Walmart?
Yeah, that's what I thought. He said he asked 5 different people for stuff. All right.
He could find 5 employees to ask for stuff?
They were standing around talking in one group. All right. What hotels do we want to avoid?
Well, before we go to hotels, I met the dumbest person on the face of the earth last week.
Who's that?
I can't tell the name.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, yeah.
she told me she had SIDS as a baby. Now, that's sudden infant death syndrome. I don't think you survive it. You have to die to have SIDS.
Yeah.
So in my confusion, in downtown where we live, there's a place called Sid's Soup Shop. And I said, "You mean Sid's Soup? You went there as a baby?" She said, "No, that baby disease. I had SIDS." I didn't push it any further.
I don't know. Maybe.
I was like, wow, she's dumb. How do you survive if it's called sudden infant death syndrome? Don't you have to die?
Well, I mean, I would think. I don't know nothing about it.
I Googled it.
Okay, so that's...
It's when they can't figure out why the baby died after it's dead at the autopsy,
So that
they
would be-
call it SIDS.
That would be the equivalent of me walking up to you and go, "Hi, nice to meet you. My name's Brad. I've been murdered twice."
Yes. That's exactly.
I'm going to do that. "Hi, my name's Brad. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and I've been murdered twice." Why not?
Sure, why not? I tried it. I didn't tell my wife or kids, but I told them yesterday morning while we're getting ready to go. I said, "Hey, I had SIDS when I was a baby." And they're like, "Are you stupid?" I said, "Well, no, that's what someone told me last week." So anyway.
What'd they say?
They said, "That's dumb. You have to die to have SIDS." I said, "Well, I can't tell someone that isn't in this household."
All right, where we're not staying at.
All right. So if you're heading to the race, Reidsville, if you're heading up from North Carolina, you go through it. That's the last decent city before you get to Martinsville, headed up. It's the Royal Inn Motel in Reidsville, North Carolina. Tanya Gunter gave it a 1 out of 5. And I'm assuming there were a lot of bed bugs because she says, "Bed bugs, bed bugs, bed bugs. Don't go there." And the guy's wife has a slick mouth. I don't know what that means. What is the greasy mouth? Did she have some of that bacon toothpaste and it greased her mouth up?
Maybe. It smelled like bacon grease.
When I told her about bed bugs, she looks at me and said, "No bed bug here." Do you think she wrote it phonetically?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there's a period in this whole...
I showed her my arms, hands, and neck, and she tells me, "Hold on," and then the thing hands me spray for bed bugs. The only way I could comment was to star it, wasn't for that no star. What?
So, he fell in the 0-star trap, but he's an idiot.
He didn't fall into it at the beginning. It took him halfway through the review to get there. Well,
This guy
do you think that's a man or a woman?
He gets a can of bug spray and then falls into the...
No, these are all women. Tanya and the guy's wife had it with the slick mouth.
Okay, so Tanya...
You think she got a slick mouth from the spray?
Maybe. Tanya gets the bed bugs spray and then falls into... Way I could comment was to star it wasn't for the no star would be giving and the health inspector are coming.
Shut that mess down. The guy is okay, but his wife is messing with his money. Now clean that up. And his wife turns the Wi-Fi off.
Wi-Fi.
When she is mad. So all the ones that complain about Wi-Fi, that's the real reason her husband got on her about it. He yelled at her, LOL. This is the same people that reviewed Walmart.
You said Wi-Fi?
Yeah, Wi-Fi. It's the same people.
It's Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
That's
it
like
means something.
I told you that story about that dude in Alabama who refused to leave Walmart until he got his free Wi-Fi.
Well, I like Wi-Fi.
I'm not leaving this dang McDonald's so I get my free Wi-Fi. Oh, man. I still can't get over the fact that this guy girl goes, hands me spray for bed bugs. The only way I could comment was to star it wasn't for that no star would be given. And
do you think the health inspectors read the Google reviews?
Well, how does she know they're coming?
I don't know. She called them? She didn't put it in there.
She didn't put that in there.
Tanya, help us. Please.
Tanya's an idiot. She can't help us.
Can we click these things and send them a link to our podcast so they can respond?
No. We pretty much call every one of them an idiot.
So then we got, if you go east of Martinsville, the next big town is Danville, Virginia.
D-Day.
Big mill town. They get a D. Davis, DD, from Danville, Triple D.
Triple D.
Wow, whole Triple D.
Triple D from
D.
D-Ville.
Davis gives it a 1 out of 5 with Google, and he says this place is a ratchet hood.
What?
I have ratchets when I work on my cars.
At least you use punctuation.
And sometimes once I had to tighten one side of the hood and the other hood. Is that what he means? A ratchet hood? Fix the hood? And the back part of the motel is like a certified project in a rough neighborhood.
This place is a ratchet,
hood.
Hood.
Uh-huh.
Comma.
Uh-huh.
And the back part of the motel is like a certified project in a rough neighborhood.
Is that worse than a ratchet hood?
So it's a ratchet, and it's a hood, and
it's certified.
It's a certified project, and it's in a rough neighborhood. So what you have here is a certified project in a rough neighborhood that's a ratchet hood.
Sounds like a movie Ice-T was on when I was a kid. Homeless people sleeping outside the doors.
I was drinking your juice.
Pit bulls drinking.
South Central.
Pit bulls drinking. Does that mean the pit bulls are drinking and smoking? Pit bulls, drinking, smoking.
Yes, pit bull.
Or is that Pitbull the singer?
Pitbull, one-word singer. Pitbull, two-word dog.
But isn't a pit bull? I have a pit bull. Isn't it one word always?
Not here.
Okay. God knows what else. At least he capitalized God. He got that right. A lot of people don't do that.
Are the pit bulls doing the drinking and smoking?
That's what it looks like. Is that why it's ratchet?
It just hit me.
Yeah, the pit
bulls. It took a minute to sink in what you were saying.
Pit bulls drinking and smoking. And God knows what else. Mostly white people that seem to be down on their luck or work jobs that pay daily. This place should cost no more than $10. Cigarette burns on everything. I has to ask for towels, washcloths, and even a shower curtain. They had to ask for a shower. This is a ratchet hood.
When you go down to the front office of the ratchet hood certified project in the rough neighborhood,
can I have me a shower curtain?
Towels, shower curtains, soap.
Lennon's Bear, a different hotel motel name on it.
What?
I guess they own more than one hotel. This is a branch.
You know you're struggling at the Travel Inn when you steal towels from the Days Inn across this. When you steal your towels from the Wyndham, you got a problem.
Yeah. Bars on the windows. SMH. Smack my head.
Oh, that's what that means.
Walls, floors, and behind doors are filthy. The room smelled awful. Someone complained of a stolen car. My view out the window was a makeshift garden and piles of broken furniture. They get very rude if you dare complain about anything. Well, at least you have Google to complain on. They have a method of how they select who they put up front and who they send in the ratchet pack.
What?
I guess they draw.
I have no idea what ratchet means.
I have a ratchet.
No, we gotta look it up on
It
Urban
tightens
Dictionary.
bolts or loosens
You
bolts.
gotta look it up on Urban Dictionary.
All right, look up ratchet. I'll finish this while you look up ratchet. I caught someone bumping my car to check my alarm sensitivity. Just SMFF. Smack my frickin' head. Someone that lived there warned me to stay alert. That was all I could stand. I checked out after 2 hours. Well, that's a lot of activity in 2 hours. If you must stay here, ask to see the room first. I wish I had taken pictures, but then again, who knows what would have happened had I been spotted taking pictures out there. I wish he took pictures of the dogs drinking and smoking.
Yeah, I would like to see the
pit bulls.
Yeah.
That's pretty badass. They could have made a poster. I would have bought it.
So ratchet, simply summarized by a ghetto woman who thinks she looks good, or is all that.
So the hotel is a ghetto woman that thinks she looks good?
May exhibit some of these. Attitude or sassy or smart mouth, can be childish, rude, or crude, obnoxious, disrespectful, aggravative, thinks they're so pretty and everyone eye candies them. Mean girl behavior, spiteful, mean, cruel, manipulative, deceitful, especially to other females. Indirect or direct aggression and fighting over nothing. Mentally ghetto. Always has a beef with other ratchet females.
So she thought she was going to get her ass kicked?
I guess.
Because she was ratchet and ran into a ratchet?
So this place is...
It's ratchet.
That makes no sense. That's like the most incorrect use of a word ever. It makes no sense. Even ratchet is...
Maybe they had just heard what ratchet means. You know, like I look at the word of the day. I try to use it that day.
Or maybe they used it before they looked up to see what it meant. Maybe they think it means something different. Maybe they think it means like run down. Maybe they think it means falling apart or something along those lines. Not
like my weird thing I get. Salmonella is the word of the day.
Salmonella?
That's something it's like food poisoning. You can get from chicken if you don't clean up the counter.
Eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can get that from eating cookie dough, raw cookie dough or something.
Ooh, I hope not.
I think they tell you not to eat the raw cookie dough.
I like the raw cookie dough eggs better than the cookie dough.
I do too, man. I like my cookies raw. I'd rather eat the cookie dough than
when they make cookie dough ice cream.
Well, they don't use eggs. They do something different. Because my daughter's vegan, so she...
Is that another planet?
No.
Vegan? What does that mean?
Animals.
She's an alien?
No. She likes vegan things. She's more like not gluten, lactose sensitivity.
Oh.
So most vegan cakes, ice creams and stuff taste better than lactose free, which vegan is lactose free. So we eat a lot of vegan foods, not necessarily because she's vegan, but because they taste better than, like on an ice cream, a vegan ice cream tastes better than a lactose ice cream.
You know, I was in Texas once.
Personal opinion.
Someone at the waitress accidentally gave me, it was a steakhouse, a cauliflower steak. Someone was vegan and they didn't get their vegan order, and it wasn't at our table.
Cauliflower steak.
I didn't know it, cut into it and ate it. It was good. It was weird. I was like, wow, this is strange. And then the waitress came in, oh, I didn't, Oops. You ate it. How'd you like it? She played it off good. I said, I don't think it was what I ordered, but that was pretty good. I can't remember the name of the restaurant, but I think that's vegan. I don't know. There was some kind of gravy or ketchup on it.
I think vegan's like non-animal. You'd think I would know. Since...
Cauliflower is an animal.
Oh, it ain't.
That's what I said. It's not.
Oh. I thought we were about to argue over is it an animal or not. All right, where are we going next?
I mean, I'm an idiot, but I do live on a farm. The do not go next.
I thought vegetables.
You keep going. Where are we going next?
I thought vegetables came from a grocery store.
Not going next.
Vegetables don't come from a farm.
They don't come from our farm.
They don't come from a farm. They come from a grocery store.
We do beef.
Beef. All right.
It's American.
Where aren't we going next? I say it right that time?
The Astoria Hotel, Danville, West. Which the Astoria in New York City is very fancy.
It sounds very fancy, but it's in Danville, West. So.
I think they tried to copy the name to get a little street cred, and they got the wrong street cred because Rodney Witt gave it a 1 out of 5 and called it the absolute worst. Triple! Exclamation point.
Bam, bam, bam.
Drug deals all night long in the parking lot. Prostitutes doing business in one room all night.
What?
One of them works at the front desk. Whoa.
Oh. What?
But, you know, some people might criticize her for work. She might have saved her money from laying on her back and bought the hotel. She's an entrepreneur if one of the prostitutes work at the desk.
Or that might explain why customer service is so bad.
Well, because the next line, she says, the rude and hateful front desk personnel are deplorable.
See?
Maybe not an attractive prostitute.
Deplorable doesn't make sense to me. Like, it's just...
Continental breakfast is a joke. Now, isn't it a joke almost any hotel you go to?
I wasn't too bad at the Holiday Inn.
Yeah, I've been at a Hilton where...
Usually you can get decent.
It ain't the best, though. It's Waffle House quality. Milk was frozen. No coffee once the first pot is gone. Desk person ignores request to fill the cream or sugar. Room was filthy, although the 90-year-old cleaning woman was as sweet as she could be. But she didn't clean.
No.
Okay. Cleaning
She's
staff.
90. She can barely move.
But then she says room was filthy, but then she says cleaning staff were attentive and very pleasant. That's a contradiction.
Well, maybe the cleaning staff was basically just a greeter like at Walmart.
Oh, okay.
Hi. Thanks for coming to the Astoria Hotel in Danville, West. I'm the cleaning lady, and I just cleaned your room 82 years ago.
The water main broke in the next room.
Broke when the prostitutes were in there.
Flooding the hall out front, we were not offered another room with water.
What?
And could not get a refund. Management ignored the problem, just turned off all the water to the whole wing.
They wanted water in the room?
They were unresponsive and unavailable. They simply do not care about their guests. I would rather take my chances living under a bridge with the homeless than accept even a free stay at this hotel. Enter at your own risk. No stars! But I had to select at least one. Have you noticed a new trend? They're bringing it up at the end.
Yeah, we're in the middle.
But these are all Virginians, though.
That's true.
Is that how they do it in Virginia?
I don't know anybody from Virginia. Remember, KB lived in Virginia for like a year and a half, but I don't think that makes him a Virginian.
Would KB do an interview with us about living in Virginia?
I doubt it.
I think not.
I think you make KB nervous.
I wonder why.
Oh, no telling, Jamie.
You know, here's the thing.
This is episode 38. If you know why Jamie makes KB nervous, you let us know.
Let's just be real. Some people think things just come out unfiltered. But
no,
I
very filtered.
I watch and observe to see how people react.
No, what y'all see on this show is filtered Jamie, I can assure you. But Jamie is a professional at trying to shock people to get a reaction, to see what kind of person they are based on their reaction.
That way I get to know you quick.
Or he gets fired that day.
Could.
Either or.
Hasn't happened yet, but it could happen.
You've learned what kind of people you work with, though, real quick.
Yeah.
Which is probably why people are afraid of you.
I don't know why they're afraid of me. My customers love me.
All right, where are we going next?
Well, this is one of the worst motel experiences avoid. There was no name on it. It was on TripAdvisor. And this hotel no longer exists. But I thought it was so funny because it's still on the interweb.
Where'd it go? It was reviewed in 2022.
It didn't last.
Oh, okay.
Because another review said this place is closed. Probably the owner trying to reopen under a different name so that they can start over with the reviews. I think that happens a lot because I've seen a lot of reviews. I don't put them on here where they go, well, this was a Jameson in 2 months ago.
Yeah.
It's a way to clean the slate. And
We've had a few Days Inn change their name to Economy Inn, Economy Lodge.
Wyndham does it all the time.
Yeah.
It's like,
oh, yeah. Wyndham.
let's change to a different Wyndham brand so we can get new bad reviews.
That one IGH hotel we stayed in had all 3 hotel names in one.
Yeah, one building. There was
The hallway had different color carpet.
Hallways connecting different wings, but they had...
We had the newest looking carpet on our
Yeah.
wing. Remember how bad that thing, elevator stunk?
Oh, man.
That whole room.
What about the toe cheese
That was
room?
the toe cheese room. As a lady, she's checking us in. She goes, oh, sirs, do y'all want 2 beds?
Yeah.
I have y'all in a king only.
And we said, not that there's anything wrong with it,
Not
but
tonight.
we're hetero.
At that point in time, we just wanted to lay down and go to sleep. So I'm glad she was looking out for us. That wasn't a bad hotel. It wouldn't.
It was a kind of...
It wouldn't have been a one.
Take a nap, shower, and go home.
Which is what we did.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think I left 4 stars.
Yeah, I think we gave it a decent review.
I don't think the lady was stupid. I think she was like, hold it, they're not gay.
No, yeah,
when we walked in at 4 a.m.
Yeah, she was truly looking out for us.
Yeah.
So
right. She made the difference between a 3 and a 4 star. But anyway, it's the Indian Creek Inn. Dishonest, rude management, and unreasonable policies.
Unreasonable.
This kind of seems
unreasonable. What kind of unreasonable policies?
Well, as I read this, I'm like, this person's a Karen. But then she did a nice thing.
No crack smoking in the bathroom.
There was no crack smoke. She did a nice thing. So anyway, she says, I wasn't expecting a lot based on the reviews.
Okay. Well, at least she read the reviews.
But I just wanted a warm bed for the evening before a day in the wilderness. Which, is there a wilderness around Martinsville?
I'm sure.
Okay.
But I mean, it's not like you don't travel.
But she says my travel partner was arriving at 5. Isn't your travel partner riding with you?
I guess not.
Okay. But I was running late.
Okay. Well, she's detailed, that's for sure.
Yeah. I called to add their name onto my room.
Oh, that's nice.
But was told this was illegal, which it's not. I'm a lawyer.
Oh, she knows all.
Well,
Karen knows all.
Have you noticed she is properly using commas and periods? I mean, so she could be a lawyer. This is very well written.
Karen on crack is definitely a lawyer.
After a pointless argument with the manager.
Pointless.
And she never gets nasty, even in a review. I simply changed my reservation to my travel partner's name. This generates an email to the property stating the reservation changed. I called the property back, and they were full of spite about my changing the Expedia reservation. They said, fine, but you can only have 1 key. The reservation was made for 2 adults. The keys were simple credit card style keys, so they could have easily made 2 keys. I think they were being spiteful.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've never had these kind of issues, but we wouldn't stay at a place like this.
This is
Beach House Inn style, so I guess we cannot.
Well, it gets kind of raunchy. I mean, she never goes down the raunch hall. She keeps it PG-13.
Good. She doesn't.
And this is going to be a first for our. This is going to be our.
She doesn't get all ratchet.
No, this is going to be on our best of podcast. We might as well be like Dale Jr. when he does a best of for the off season. We'll just do a best of,
and we'll just retell them.
Yeah, we'll do the porta potty shot glasses, the PP fighters, and the hotel reviews.
I think I could probably do an hour and a half of hotel reviews.
Yeah. But she goes on and says there were hairs in the sink on arrival, lumpy pillows, stains all over the sheets, and even the lampshades. Body lotions and oils laying open on the floor. A GoPro mounted on the dresser top.
Oh, is this the room the prostitutes were in?
That was a totally different hotel.
Well, maybe they had...
The room window looked out to the stairwell, and when I opened the curtains, there were men coming to sit on the stairs just gawking at me. The non-smoking room smelled like an ashtray.
Usually does.
The whole room smelled like a truck stop bathroom. Oh, we talked about that earlier today.
Yep.
As I opened a drawer, I found a cachet of sexual toys. A cachet. She's definitely educated. I don't think she's lying about a lawyer.
A cachet.
Whips, gags, and stimulators. I mean, I don't want to get a little basic here.
Like Adderall?
But isn't it like vibrators is the more common term than stimulators?
Oh, okay. I was
Don't
thinking,
you think?
I was thinking like cocaine.
Oh, okay. Could be. I don't know. But then she says my travel.
Would a stimulant be a stimulator?
Probably, yeah.
So maybe they had a bottle.
So would Viagra. Wouldn't that be a stimulator?
I guess it probably would be. It had to stimulate something.
My travel partner assumed they were mine. So she said she was going to arrive late, but it sounds like she beat him. Or her. But maybe they didn't check the drawers. I don't know. I think he was very excited. Oh, it's a he.
Oh.
Okay. I got a little surly. That's the first time anyone's used surly in a review, I think.
Let's look it up on our Urban Dictionary.
Oh, look it up. What does surly mean? I thought that was like Billy Idol curling his lip on Dancing with Myself.
Rude, aloof.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Used to describe somebody who considers themselves better than others and treats others as if they aren't even worthy enough to tie their own shoes.
So she's a Karen.
The surly man rolled his eyes.
Who's an attorney? An attorney Karen. That's the worst kind, probably.
Smart Karen.
Yeah.
On stimulants.
So anyway, she said, I got a little surly when asked because, of course, you have to assume they were used. I put them in a plastic grocery bag and took them to the front desk. The clerk acted strange when I gave them to her. She quickly put them in a backpack. I hope they are hers or she knows how to properly clean them. I'd never use someone else's. Good for her. She would never use someone else's. That's awesome.
Like, do people not think really? Like, I don't know. I don't know that I would put this review out there under my name.
It's not under her name. You can do anonymous on TripAdvisor.
Oh, yeah. This one didn't have a name. Okay.
Yeah.
That would be the only way I'd say some of this stuff. Like, there's no way I would.
So you can choose to use your username or post anonymously.
I think we could do reviews for like a whole show.
Well, I think we need to do a best of.
What are we
going to do? The hillbilly, the Asian,
and
the cabinet. Yeah.
Where's that at? I was like California.
We got
the hillbilly in the hole is still my favorite.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Hillbilly in the hole with the moon-eyed people. We had a ghost.
Yeah. A ghost, yeah.
We got a lot of crackheads, a lot of prostitutes,
tons of crackheads,
a lot of feces,
nastiness,
lots of knots of hairs.
But we've been in a hotel that had weird stains on the lampshade sheets, and
yeah, I mean that's the sad part is like honestly, I think if we wouldn't have went to the Beach House Inn, this whole segment wouldn't mean as much to us as it does because when I read some of these outlandish reviews, I believe it because I've seen it. I've seen it at the Beach House Inn was a flipping nightmare, poltergeist type nightmare. The lampshades. Somebody took the lampshades off the lamps, jumped up and down on them, and stuck them back on the lamps.
Then peed on them.
There was literally holes in the wall with toilet paper, and management replies like,
we didn't see any.
We looked, and we didn't see any holes in the wall with toilet paper.
We
posted pictures. And
the pictures are still on our review.
They didn't take those.
They abridged our review.
They deleted our reviews,
but left
multiple times. So... Don't think your reviews can't be deleted because they can.
But hasn't our hotel stays since we started doing this podcast improved?
That's because we read reviews for hours.
Yeah,
I'm not staying anywhere unless I've spent a good 2 days researching that place. I'm looking at news websites. I'm Googling it. I'm doing everything I can.
For our Portofino Marina Inn, if we make it on our Cannonball Run,
yeah,
it's a 4.2. I was thinking maybe we should get a room there.
Okay.
Because we're going to be done. We're going to be tired.
We are going to be done.
And we're going to be tired.
Oh, yeah. We'll have to just chill out and sleep for a day. Pass up. We need to try to arrive early in the morning. I guess we can't control that.
We can plan on when we leave and how we get. Let's say our plan's 40 hours or less than 40. So we need to see what time we leave to get there at the time we want to get there. Even though plans always go awry.
Well, we're in a Prius, 16-year-old Prius. I think we should put a shark fin on it.
You know, even
A
when
CB radio. We definitely have to get a CB radio, right?
Does anyone use CBs anymore?
The truckers, don't they?
I don't know.
Hey, Big Red.
I'll ask my brother-in-law.
This is little Prius coming up on the south side.
I'll say, hey,
Any
Scott,
Smokies out there?
you guys still use? Why wouldn't you just have a group text with all your trucker buddies?
My buddy Scott's brother-in-law is a trucker. We'll have to ask him if they use them. I mean, they're from Southwest Virginia and all, but I think they still use CB radios on them trucks. Don't you?
I don't know.
I think they do. Why would they
Can
still?
you buy them anymore?
Yeah, you go to all them trucker stops and they sell them. Buc-ee's don't have them, but
See, I don't go shopping.
Love's does.
Oh, I've never gone to the truck accessory section at Love's or Pilot.
It's right when you come out of the shower.
I'm usually exiting pretty quick because it stinks.
I've never taken a shower at a gas station.
Have you noticed they get on the PA system and say, Mike Jones, it's your time to shower.
We should use fake names. Beavis.
Don't they charge you like $3 to shower though?
I'm not letting nobody wash me for $3.
I've showered at a truck stop once.
They bathe you?
No, you bathe yourself, but you pay. You gotta pay like $5
For somebody to bathe you?
No, to shower yourself.
Oh.
Of course, this
What
was
are you paying for?
This was a long time ago. With inflation, it might be $10 now.
Oh, the money's just to use it.
Yeah,
I
the
thought you
shower.
were saying they'll bathe you.
You can pee and poop for free, but you pay to shower.
Thought you were saying you take a shower for $3, they'll bathe you.
Well, that one desk clerk at that hotel might, who's also a prostitute.
Maybe.
I don't know if I'd go there, though.
Both hotels were sketchy.
Wouldn't it be crappy to catch a disease just having someone bathe you? Explain that to your wife. Really? I was just
taking a bath at the Loves.
Being bathed, honey.
I was at the Loves taking a bath.
That's a conversation I don't ever want to have. I'll clean myself.
For $3 at the Loves, I caught crabs. You probably don't want to get the crabs or the oysters at the Loves. All right, Martinsville. Martinsville is a 1 point. No.
No, 1.0. I thought it was 3/4.
It is a .562 mile track, 12 degrees of banking, asphalt concrete surface, holds 60,000 people. NASCAR owns it. First opened in 1947. The race is at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on the big network of NBC and MRN Radio. A question. It's asphalt concrete. That's on pit road, right? This is a track where sometimes they'll if they drop the car and half is on the asphalt and half's on the concrete, they break an axle. Yeah.
Yep.
It just threw me off because I've done this. I don't remember from the first Martinsville
Have you broken
race.
axles there?
No, but I don't remember it ever saying asphalt and concrete. So, threw me off. Denny Hamlin has 33 starts here, 5 wins and 22 top 10s. Truex has 33 starts, 3 wins and 15 top 10s. And Brad Kay has 25 starts, 2 wins, and 17 top 10s.
Hey, Brad finished top 5.
Well, these are the only 3 relevant drivers right now who are relevantly running up top who have multiple wins. Since this race is with a brand new car and sucked the last time around, I just went with the top 10 from last week.
Didn't he miss his shift in the spring and did some weird?
He finished he never ran good. He never ran out of the 20 or back. I think he finished like 26th there. So William Byron won this race in the fall. Joey finished second. Austin Dillon was third. Ryan Blaney fourth. Ross Chastain finished fifth. Kurt Busch finished sixth. Kyle Busch finished seventh. Eric Almirola finished eighth. Chase Briscoe finished ninth. Chase Elliott finished 10th. Austin Cindric finished 11th. I threw him in there since Kurt won't be racing this weekend. For this race, I'm going to go with William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, and my new favorite driver next year, Eric Jones.
Didn't your wife tell you to stop doing this with a pen?
Yeah, that's why mine have caps on them now.
That's what I was getting at.
I have 2 over here with cap. I actually went through the house and got every pen with a cap on it that didn't have a clicker and brought them out here to the barn. So I would quit clickety-clicking. Because you complained about it. Let's just be real.
Well, I was listening with my headphones, my ear pods, and I started hearing, dinka, 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 dinka.
Yeah, that was me. I own up to it, and I stopped. That's why I took the staple out of my paper earlier, because I was rattling my pages when I flipped them.
You think Eric can do it? The other three I know can.
Well, I do. I think GMS ran good at Bristol. And I think Eric, he finished 12th here in the fall. So I think if he can get a little bit better starting position, the pit stops fall his way, which they'll probably run this race backwards like a road course, knowing the stage breaks. They'll make sure their pit stops fall where they need to fall, and they'll run it backwards since we're not going to have any cautions probably, except for the stage breaks. I'm not expecting this to be an exciting race. I hope I'm wrong. I really do.
I actually think the opposite. I think it's going to be exciting. I think it's going to be a wreck fest. It's a slow track. I don't think you really have to worry about someone going in rear end, hitting the wall. I really think it's going to be a wreck fest. Or it's either going to be a wreck fest or what you said. It's not going to be anything in the middle.
You don't think it'll be a good old school Martinsville?
Oh, I hope it is. I mean, that's
don't
what I
get me wrong. I hope it's a great race, but
if it is a great race, we need to start making plans for next year.
Based on the test here and based on the previous race here, I'm expecting it to suck. I hope I'm wrong. I really do. So, who you got?
I'm going Hamlin.
All right.
I want Denny to win the championship this year. I'm not going to hide that fact. That's who I want to win it. Then I'm going Ryan Blaney.
All right.
But I think he's got bad luck. This isn't his year. Brad Kay, who ran 5th at Homestead and has been improving all year. Had a tough first half. Then I'm going Chase because he's
Elliott
my favorite.
Briscoe?
Oh, Elliott, dude. Do you have to ask?
Well, I
like Briscoe.
We talked about Briscoe earlier, so I thought maybe
I like Briscoe, but
maybe you were taking him.
No, I'm going to just assume if I say Chase, it's Elliott.
All right. I'm good with that. I still think it's going to be just like last Martinsville. I mean, the weather is going to be cold. There's a slight chance of rain on Sunday. I mean, all weekend, Friday's high 63 and the low 45. I mean, that's cold weather for me. So I hope it's better. I really do.
I hope so. I hope it's old style. I want to see pack racing and passing.
Yes.
Bumping and grinding.
But that's so, like, we were talking about the Xfinity race, how it was a better race than the Cup race, in our opinion. I feel like these Cup cars are either, some weeks they're like really easy to drive, and other weeks, like this weekend at Homestead, they're really hard to drive. Like when you think about like a road course race, it seems like they're really easy to drive.
Spider.
Oh, what the heck are you doing over there?
Spider was coming after me.
Right,
I didn't want to kill it.
You look like Karate Kid over there.
It's one of God's creatures.
Swiping in the floor.
But,
is it big?
No.
The Grande Long Leg?
No. I don't know. I'm just keeping my hands in my pocket.
Oh, okay. So what I was saying, like, I think this car on like Homestead was the car was on the edge out of control all day. Like we saw guys get loose and spin out. Blaney, John Hunter Nemechek. But when the car is that loose, the guys aren't racy. They're not going to get close to each other and race really hard because they know how easy this car is to spin out. We got to find a happy medium between, like I've said it a million times.
Do you think limiting the sets of tires for Xfinity makes the big difference?
No.
I think it does.
Do you really?
I do. People were pitting at the end of the Xfinity race, putting on newer used tires.
Yeah, you got a good point.
And Homestead has tire wear off.
I just don't like when if you're having a bad day and you spin out once or twice, then that's 2 sets of tires. And if you're limiting how many sets of tires, then your strategy. I mean, I enjoy it in the Xfinity series. I just think I don't know. I would have to see it done correctly in the Cup series, I guess. And I don't know how to correctly do that. I don't know what the correct number of tires would be, but I don't know. I don't think this car races very well. I'm not a fan of the product we've had on the track this year. And Homestead is a racer's race, and it has been for a long time, but The Xfinity Series, we saw 2 and 3 lines working. The Cup Series, if it wasn't the high line, if you weren't in the top area of the progressive banking, then you had no grip. That's where the grip was. You weren't pulling off passes on the bottom. So
no, you could see them try. They get nose to nose, but as soon as they came out of that corner,
yeah, I think this car
just over.
I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of this car, and
well, hopefully they'll fix it in the off season.
Yeah.
Or we'll invite our manager Robert to help us understand more of F1 so we can entertain you with F1 stories.
We got to figure out what we're going to talk about this off season. I mean, I think we
could have a couple.
We can do an hour long of hotel reviews. I mean, we pretty much do hotel reviews for like 45 minutes now. So
yeah, but we'll have some weeks off, I think.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Maybe.
I don't know.
I guess it depends on what we want to do, because we can do whatever we want to do.
And we're both going to have high-speed internet by the time the off-season hits.
It's too cold.
We can do it at home and Zoom it.
We can just Zoom it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll just do that. I don't know if you got any ideas. Shoot us a tweet. Let me know what your ideas are. We're open to suggestions on what to talk about during the off season.
We have a new listener.
Who?
Josh Teasley.
Ah, Teasley.
He listened to his first episode last week. He loved the pissing boys.
The pissing. Oh,
pull down the pants, squirt pee-pee gun or
squirt wee pee.
Yeah.
Squirt wee pee.
Gender
toys.
neutral.
The squirt wee pee toys.
Yeah, the wee pee toys.
Yeah, we're going to have to buy some of those.
Yeah, maybe we should give them away.
Is that like the remember Rock'em Sock'em robots?
Oh, I love that.
This is the cheaper version. It's the redneck version.
Yeah.
Squirt wee pee boys.
Hey, can you imagine you got 2 8-year-olds? He peed on me.
No, he peed on me. We're peeing on each other.
Stop pulling down each other's pants.
Stop peeing on each other, boys. This ain't squirt.
Did you pull down his wee pee pants?
Wee pee pants. Squirt. Stop pulling down your wee pee pants.
That is not a weapon, son.
You got to rate us.
I put lemon juice on it and burned my little brother's eyeballs.
All righty, man. That's all I got this week. You got anything else, ma'am?
That is it.
Well, thanks everybody who follows the show and shares our show on social media. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you check us out on Spotify and rate us. Follow us on Twitter. We're at Car Backwards. Subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts and leave us a review. And check out our website. It's racecarbackwards.com. And be watching for more info about the Cannonball Run. And if you have suggestions on the stupid things we can talk about this off season, drop us a message and let us know. We're very much open for suggestions. Other than that, that's all I got for you.
Well, with our little mixer, we could actually do a podcast while we're doing 80 miles an hour.
No, we're going to live stream that somehow.
There you go.
I think that'll be, we're going to figure that out.
Everyone, thanks for listening.
Yeah, we greatly appreciate it, guys. Y'all have a great week. See ya.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to a race car spelled backwards.